I had been writing a screenplay so long and so hard that I kind of choked it to death and strangled it of all of its original inspiration, and really had the experience of a project I'd been belaboring for years die in my arms. Then the pandemic befell all of us, and shooting that movie became basically impossible. But I continued to tinker with it, and then Grace and I adopted a rescue dog that came from the Dominican Republic. And right away, when she arrived in our apartment, I was just overtaken by shockwaves of love for her, and it was like a psychedelic experience. I mean, I understood how my mom has always felt about her children. I'm sure it's only a whisker of that experience, but nonetheless, I felt such a new realm of love and nurturing kind of open up in my mind and in my chest. And the feelings towards her and the renewed feelings towards Grace in the light of her felt so much more powerful to me than the creative inspiration I was hanging on to for dear life with this long, belabored script. And I slowly found myself, tinkering on my screenplay and little bits about our day with our dog Dilly entering the scene. And at a certain point, I realized I did not want to make at all the movie I'd been working on for years and which we had already been financed to make. I wanted to tell a story instead about what our dog's arrival in our life had done to us, done to our relationship, what it had awakened in our relationship and in my own mind and in my own heart.
I am abandoning my script and I'm going to make a movie about Millie.
Well, at first he wanted to shoot it on iPhone. Well, he came home one day with he had bought two iPhones of the new iPhones and said, okay, we're going to shoot on these iPhones. We're going to shoot it in the house. We're going to shoot it with our real dog. And my kind of alarm bells went off a little bit because our dog is quite a traumatized rescue dog. So I kind of slowed him down and said, okay, I'm so happy that you're inspired.
And I was like, no, we've got to start now while her trauma is still really showing. We have to start now.
And I just thought, okay, let's slow down. Let's fictionalize it a little bit. I tried to really encourage him to shoot on a nicer camera, which eventually he conceded to. So it all started with Ben really wanting to basically film our real lives in the intimacy of our real lives, and then it slowly sort of shifted into this thing where it was becoming a story that was just a little bit further removed.
Very cute, love. Very cute.
I mean,
very cute. Very sweet. Very cute.
For me, knowing Ben, knowing our relationship, to me that's what this movie kind of is an exorcism of some of your flaws that, or whatever you want to call them. Like
we can call them flaws.
We can call them flaws. But it's like you put them under a magnifying glass, almost turn them into a caricature of themselves.
Yeah.
And then as a way to get them out almost. So they're heightened. Like when I watch the movie, I'm like, yeah, that's Ben, but like heightened and like
it's like a portrait of the shadow.
Yeah, it's like a shadow portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was funny too, like there was something when we adopted our dog, I had been listening a lot to this audiobook that really proselytized the idea that your dog not only senses what you say to them, but even what you're thinking, your dog is going to be able to sense. So if you want the dog to be calm, inside your own mind, you have to be calm. And I really bought into that. It was like a new religion for me. It was a way to transmute all of my neurosis and anxiety into this dog training ideology. And so when Dilly arrived in our apartment, she became, from my experience, this all-seeing eye who I felt could penetrate me completely, sense what I was feeling, hear what I was thinking for all intents and purposes. And that, through her, gave me this new outside perspective on my own behavior. And I saw through her eyes how neurotic and controlling a lot of my behavior had been. So I think that accounts a little bit for the exploration of self in this movie. I was seeing myself through the eyes of our dog, and not happy with what she would be seeing.
Take it.
A little more paw. Perfect.
The film, like the edit, I mean, they say that editing is like the last stage of writing in a movie. That's really true in this case. We improvised all of the dialogue, so there's something like 150 hours of single camera improv. So the different directions that the movie could take in any given scene was a labyrinth. And with my editors, Brendan Mills, Michael Harmon, and myself, it was a long, intensive, winding process through all of that material to really find what was central to the piece. And yeah, I mean, I think because it's a two-hander, it takes place in one location, three-hander if you include Cheers, the dog, Millie. Editing became an essential part of how to navigate that stasis in a way that remained new, remained alchemical, remained kinetic. And yeah, my two partners with the editing, I look at them and think, okay, they helped save the movie, they helped save my life also. I could not have gone through the thickets of self-doubt and confusion about this improvised metafictional confrontation with self without Brendan Mills and Michael Harmon by my side, helping shine a flashlight into the dark.